Thank you very much. It's all true. And I hope I hope you saw the germless kiss that we just exchanged. It's the other thing I'm doing a lot these days. I'm washing my hands a lot as I go from country to country. My latest award, you'll be very happy to know, is I got inducted as an honorary member of the Harvard Lampoon. That was so much fun. I had to take a secret oath. I didn't get any beer poured on me, but I got a tour of their secret castle, and strange and wondrous place it was. And I can tell you that they're about to publish. The last book-length thing that they did was a takeoff on Lord of the Rings. It was called Board of the Rings, and that was, and it featured two characters called Frito and Dildo. That was back in the 60s, and they're about to come out with another book-length takeoff, and I'm told that it is of the series Twilight. But I was not told what it was going to be like. So we will all await that. And that was a lot of fun. I have been on the road since August the 30th when we launched this book at the Edinburgh Book Festival in Scotland, and we did the first of a total of 19 events at which we presented the book using 3 readers, one for each voice in the novel, and a singing group, because there are in fact 14 hymns in this novel, and just by coincidence, a friend of a friend composed all of the music to them, and we liked it so much that he put it on a CD, and then we incorporated it into these events, which were all fundraisers in the UK. They were for the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, which is a BirdLife International affiliate. So along with the singers and the actors and all of that, there were these bird people hanging around the back. In Manchester, they said to me, "We've filled up our robins." I said, "What?" It turned out they had some money collectors shaped like robins. It's a pretty surreal thing, if you didn't know that. So we had our first event in Scotland, and Bishop Richard Holloway read the part of Adam I, wearing a long robe with some faux fur and tartan in it. And the whole thing was done with Scottish accents, and that was pretty strange too. So that was the first one, and then we went to 7 other places in the UK, and then I went to Holland, and then I came back to North America, and I went to some places in Canada and the west coast of the United States, and then I went to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and then I came back and went to Boston, Washington, Boston, New York, Washington, and Austin, Texas. And then I went to Chicago, and now I'm here. So it's all been a very interesting thing to do. I themed myself to the book. I went, as the God's Gardeners group in this book are, I was strictly vegetarian unless I got really, really hungry. But I did do the organic shade-grown coffee, which is the only kind that does not poison migratory songbirds. So before the evening is over, I'm hoping to get you to all take the pledge. You can go on to the Smithsonian Institute or the Audubon Society and read about why organic shade-grown coffee is the only kind of coffee you should ever drink. So I had some thin moments when I was reduced to tea, and had a very thin moment in the Denver airport where there was nothing to eat that was vegetarian except popcorn. So I got this huge bag of popcorn, which I spilled all over the inside of my suitcase. These are some of the wonderful things that happen to you on book tour. It's true that I am tweeting. I got thrown into it from a cold start, not even knowing what it was, because I built a website, and my website building cohort said to me, "You have to Twitter." And I said, "What?" It's like the Robin thing. I said, "What is that?" And they said, "We will tell you." But they didn't really tell me. They just told me how to set up the account. And now I think I've got 11,000 new best friends. They are very helpful. If you ask them a question, you will get lots of answers, some of which will be right. And you just have to kind of sort through them, and then you get the right answer. And that's one thing. The blogging is, on the other hand, another thing. And I can tell you the DNA of both of these forums. I can tell you where they came from, their ancestry. The ancestry of blogging is in the 18th century. And it's the personal essays of Addison and Steele, which would not have been able to appear unless a new technology appeared, and that was the sheet newspaper. Periodical newspapers allowed these things to come into being, the personal essay, which then turned into the newspaper column, and now it's turned into blogging on the internet. And it's hard work. But shortly, this event will be on my blog. As soon as I catch up with Chicago, you're next. So you have to behave yourself. Now I'm going to tell you about this book, which is called The Year of the Flood. And it takes place in a future. I reassure people. They say, "Isn't this kind of a dark book?" Because it does involve the wipeout of almost the entire human race. I say, well, first of all, there's jokes. And second, it's only a book. You know, you can do that. You can do the Scrooge thing the morning after and say, "It was only a dream. I have another chance." So I say, it's only a book. You can close, these things are called covers. You can close them together and keep that future in the book. Don't let it out. And that's my hopeful thing, one of the hopeful things that I say. There are 3 voices in the book. 2 of them are women and 1 of them is a man. And on the audiobook, they use 3 readers. 2 of them are women, and strangely enough, 1 is a man.